guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. That's it. So you guys, this whole Diddy situation is just getting crazier every minute. And what I've been hearing in the streets is just nuts. So we're gonna go and talk about it. So here we go. So apparently it seems like Diddy is sending private investigators to investigate and ask questions to influencers about their contents that they're doing about him. And I'm saying to myself, why? First of all. Two, it's not like it's private, it's public knowledge. You can get all the information in regards to the whole Sean Diddy case online in the internet. Reporters are talking about it. People from social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, they're all talking about it. This is all public knowledge. So why is he sending private investigators to talk to influencers about their video content they're doing about him? Are they asking the influencer, are they being paid to do this content? Or is he trying to pay them off so they can be on his side to talk about his case and allegedly things that's going on in this case in regards to sex trafficking, racketeering, transportation of prostitutes, pardon me. What is this? Like, what is going on here? This is like the most craziest thing I ever heard in my life. And who is paying these investigators? Obviously, Sean Diddy Combs, but who's sending them? Is it Sean Diddy Combs or is this his lawyers or is the people that working for him? I don't know, but I've been, watching two of the influencers that two private investigators went to their home and asked questions about the video contents that they've been doing with Sean Diddy Combs. And some of them were freaked out. I know I would if I had two white gentlemen knocking at my door and just asking me random questions about Sean Diddy Combs. Am I getting paid for it? And so forth. I'm like, why are you asking me all these questions? Who do you work for? What company? Where's your business cards? Like, where are you from? What is your first and last name? All this stuff is just crazy to me, and very scary at the same time. Not saying that it's illegal for them to do that, but I'm just saying that why? Why would you do that? I guess they're getting paid by Sean Diddy Combs for them to do his bidding for him and to ask questions in regards to influencer, which is totally nuts and crazy. I know with this one influencer on TikTok, which you can check him out. I have, and his page is very funny and hilarious, and I am following him now. I never heard of him until today. Secret Service Samson, and he's a stand-up comedian, and his videos are funny. His videos is funny, it's hilarious. Like, I almost peed in my pants at work because one of the video that he made about Sean Diddy Combs, it was just hilarious. It just cracked me up. When I say cracked me up, it really cracked me up. But he did a video in regards to Sean Diddy Combs, and he got a lot of hits and a lot of views in regards to this. And he did a TMZ interview saying that two private investigators, went in his backyard, asking him questions about Sean Diddy Combs, and he was freaked out and nervous and scared. And luckily, he recorded the whole thing. Thank God, because he didn't know what to make of this. I know I wouldn't, but he didn't know what to make of this. So he recorded it, and then he answered the questions that the investigators asked of him, saying, "No, I'm not getting paid to do a content about Sean Diddy Combs. I heard about it just like everyone else has, and I just wanted to do a video about it." And it seemed like, according to Samson, that if he was getting paid by someone to do a content video about Sean Diddy Combs, that Sean Diddy Combs would pay him more, allegedly. And another influencer, I don't know her name, but I have seen her in TikTok, and I'm sorry I'm not getting her name um, the top of my head. But apparently they went to her old apartment and was looking for her. But luckily, someone told her that there was a private investigator was asking about her video content that she has done in regards to Sean Diddy Combs. And I think she spoke to one of them because in her mind it sounded very suspect, and she was asking a lot of questions with one of them, and another one with the question that she asked with this particular gentleman, he kind of stumbled his words. He was not making sense. He didn't know what to say or to answer the question. So then another man stepped in and intervened and answered the question, stuff like that. And she was asking, "Where are you from? Your company, the name?" And he said he couldn't provide that information. I'm like, well, if he can't provide that information, then why you're in my face? I'm not. She didn't say that, but I'm thinking in my mind, if someone said that to me, I'm like, why are you in my face? Why are you asking me questions? And if I was getting paid by someone to do a video content about Diddy, who cares? I'm not breaking the law. It's not against the law to get paid. You know what I mean? And she was like, I wish I get paid. I wish I get paid too. But it's like, who cares? And it's not like they're making things up. And I think he and his and Sean Diddy Combs mind thinking that all people are making things up, people are fabricating and spilling lies because they have a lot of trolls out there just making things up. And like I said, everything is public knowledge. No one's not making things up. It's in the news. People are talking about it. People are getting information from social media, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. Like, hello. Like, I read the lawsuit and I believe the victims. Like I've been saying this whole time, I cannot fathom or just believe that everything that they're saying is a lie. I'm sorry. Because every detail that they've been saying in the lawsuit is to the T. Okay? It's very similar to one lawsuit after another after another. You trying to tell me all of them are lying? All of them are making it up? I'm sorry. Every lawsuit that I read is very consistent. It may not be the same, but it's very consistent of the things that has happened to them. I'm sorry. So I just don't understand. And the whole point of Sean Diddy Coleman sending private investigators to investigate influencers about contents that they did. It's not against the law. They're not breaking the law, the influencer. And then they have the right to have freedom of speech and talk about the case and talk about what they know and give their input and their opinion. Just like me, no one's not knocking at my door, thank God, because I'm no one important. But I have been talking about this case since the beginning, since the whole allegation against him, since the whole video leaked out of Cassidy, him running out of the hotel room with a towel like a madman, chasing her down and beating her up and dragging her like a rag dog, and that leaked out. And since then, I've been covering the whole thing, the arrests, the whole accusation against Sean Diddy Combs and everything. So I just don't understand the whole logic of this. It doesn't make any sense. Make it make sense to me because it doesn't make sense at all. It really doesn't. I'm just like very speechless about this. That I'm hearing this and it's actually happening. And what he's trying to accomplish, if it is true. Like I said, I feel like if it is true, I think he just would just pay the influencer off so they can just be on Sean Diddy Combs' side and then do reporting about him. I don't know. To me, it doesn't make any sense. It just really weird. Really, really weird to me. But as you know, there's a hearing this Friday in regards to Sean Diddy Combs' bail. I hope and pray that the judge review all the evidence and bail is denied. And the reason why I want it to be not denied, and I hope it's denied, because it seems like Sean Diddy Combs is calling witnesses or having his people calling witnesses and blackmailing them and just saying, having them do all this stuff to not have, basically have the victims have fear. And to me, that's illegal. You can't do that. But it seems like Sean Diddy Combs is doing that because he's using other inmates' phones to make phone calls and making things happen. And I'm thinking to myself, don't he know that the phone calls are recorded? He doesn't know that. I would think that his attorneys would tell him that. Watch what you say on the phones because it's recorded. But someone who is think that's smart and intelligent, he seems really dumb and stupid and making careless mistakes. And he proclaim his innocence, but it seemed like he's looking real guilty right now, because if you said that you're innocent and all these charges are false, why would you make phone calls to the member of Dirty Money, Harper? I don't know if I pronounced her first name right, Colleen Harper. Why would and apparently on this report is witness two. Why would you call her several times, spoke to her for 6 minutes after reading the lawsuit, and then she called you back as per your request, and spoke to her over 4 minutes. Then you want her to draft a statement immediately after the call, and then text message, which is blacking out because we don't know what the text message says, and then you want her to post something on Instagram on your defense. To me, that sounds a little suspect. To me, that sounds like you're very guilty and you're very desperate and you want the whole public world to know that you're innocent and all these charges against you is false. But to me, that looks really desperate. That makes it seem like you're guilty as sin, because why would you call her, and make multiple exchange multiple texts, call multiple times, at least 128 phone calls in total throughout the contact? That sounds a little suspect to me. That sounds a little guilty on my part. And also, let me go on. I'm sorry. What else? Sorry. There we go. Also, his goal was to blackmail the victims and witnesses, either to silence them or provide testimony to help him in his defense. So, to me, you want to pay them off so they can testify again for you, saying that all this allegation is not true, to keep their silence because you probably have something on them. So why would this woman, Harper, do Sean Diddy Combs' bidding and call the victims, try to bribe them, unless he doesn't have something on her? That's the only thing I can think of. He probably have something on her, because who in their right mind would do that? Who in their right mind try to implicate themselves to do Sean Diddy Combs' bidding while he's in jail? So to me, it seemed like he has something on you to blackmail you, so you can blackmail the victims, threaten them, corrode them to be on his side, which I believe that's against the law to do that. You can't do that. You cannot talk to victims, you cannot talk to witnesses, you cannot bribe them, because that is against the law to do that. And he has his son calling and talking to victims and witnesses. I just don't understand. And some of the names are Jane Doe, John Doe. So how would they know some of the names of the victims that's accusing Sean Diddy Combs? I know some of them have released their names, but some of them have not. So how would Sean Diddy Combs know who are they? How would they know that? You know what I mean? It just sounds a little bit suspect. It sounds to me he's guilty, because a man that's innocent and proclaims that he's innocent, you're doing a lot of things to make things go away by paying people off, by blackmailing them, and have people do your bidding for me. So to me, you are guilty. I'm sorry, because a man that's innocent wouldn't do all these things. He's guilty. And I hope and pray that the judge deny bail again and let his ass sit in jail until his trial starts next year, 2025. Let it sit there. He do not need to be released. He's a danger to the community. He's a danger to the victims, and he does not need to be released. Okay, he's a menace to society, in my opinion. He's a disgrace, what he has done, allegedly, but you already know my thoughts about it. He's guilty, and he doesn't need to be let loose, let free, or whatever. I don't care what he says or what he tells his judge or his lawyer. You can put an ankle monitor on me, put me on house arrest. I don't mean anything. If this man can get a phone, use another phone by another inmate, okay, make phone calls to threaten and blackmail victims, what makes you think he won't do it in his home privacy of his home? Hello? he can do exactly the same thing. So I believe that he should not be released. And I just hope that the judge review all the evidence that the FBI has provided for the judge and review it all and listen to the recordings, the text messages and everything. And I hope and pray that the judge make the right decision and just keep Sean Diddy Combs in the detention center in Brooklyn in jail until his trial starts, because he doesn't need to be out. He doesn't, because if he does, then it's just going to, people won't feel safe. People may not want to testify. People are going to be scared of him because Sean Diddy Combs have a lot of people that can help him or back him up, or people may not want to help him and stay away because they don't want to get involved because they might be on that list of the freak off parties. I don't know. It can work either way. But I feel like, in my opinion, that Sean Diddy Combs should stay in jail, point blank, period. And even though, when he was in court, he was not in shackles. The judge dismissed the notes that was in his jail cell because it was lawyer confidentiality, whatever. Okay, fine, he got a win on that one. That's why he have a smile on his face, very arrogant and cockiness. Okay, but he's in a whole lot of trouble with this mess. He sure is, a lot of trouble. Contacting people, telling them to do this and that. He's in a whole lot of trouble, so he got a win on that one, but I don't think he's going to get a win on this one. That's what I hope and believe. I hope and pray that, again, like, he doesn't get out. Again, we will find out more on Friday. I am going to be on top of this on Friday to find out what the judge has made his decision about Sean Diddy Combs going to be released or he's going to stay in jail until his trial starts. Let me know your thoughts about this, if Sean Diddy Combs is going to be released or he's going to stay in the detention center in Brooklyn until his trial starts. And what are your thoughts about this crazy thing that he hired, private investigators to find out, you know, the influencer doing content videos about him? And again, it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. I know I've been doing a lot of videos in regards to him. I don't know one's not going to knock on my door because I'm no one important, to be honest with you. I just wanted to cover this whole case because I condemn sexual abuse, violence, everything. Because I came from a family who was not sexually abused, but who was abused, and that don't sit well with me. That don't sit well with me, and I condemn it. I think that, is it despicable that another human being would do that to someone else, drugging them, sexually assault them without their consent, all that, especially with a minor. It's just despicable and disgusting. And you already know how I feel about that. And again, I'm on the victim side. I believe the victims. I have read the reports, and I believe what happened to them actually did happen to them fully, and no one can tell me otherwise. That those are my opinion, my thoughts, my feelings. Some people might disagree with me, saying, oh, you have to wait until the evidence to present itself and for him to have a hearing, a fair trial, which you will have a fair trial. But I already conclude that this man is guilty. He's guilty as sin. All the stuff that he has done, allegedly, they're saying, and more people were involved in the freak off parties. They're not releasing the names, but I know a lot of politicians, celebrities, um, rap artists, some of the people were involved in this. And I hope and pray that the names will be released. I hope and pray these people will be reprimanded and justice will be served for these victims, because what has happened in Hollywood, it needs to crumble. It needs to crumble, and things need to be shaken up, which it is, and let these people know what they've been doing for over a decade is unacceptable and it's not right. And it needs to be put a stop to it. Point blank, period. It needs to stop. And people need to be held accountable for their actions. If they seen what was happening with underage minors, they should be reprimanded. They should. Because I just don't understand how you can watch another human being having sex with a minor, being drugged against their will, having sex against their will, and thinking that that's okay. And it's not okay. It's not okay. If it was your sister, your brother, your mother, your aunt, I don't think you'd be okay with that. if someone sexually assaulted or drugged one of your family members or your child. I don't think you think that would be okay with that. But anyhow, let me know your thoughts about the whole situation about Sean Diddy Combs. And I am going to be on top of this on Friday in regards to if he's going to get bailed or not, or if it's going to be denied. And I hope it is. So please comment below. Let me know your thoughts. If you like this video, please subscribe. Please click on the like button. And I will see you guys next time. And thank you so much for watching. That's it.